TV soap news and spoilers today, we're diving deep into one of the most talked about potential returns in Salem. Allie Horton. Will she come back to Salem and enter Chanel's life once again? Could her return have the power to shake up Johnny and Chanel's already fragile marriage? Let's unpack all the possible twists and turns this storyline could take and examine the drama that would unfold if Allie re-enters the picture. Chanel and Johnny's marriage. On the brink of collapse. As we all know, Chanel and Johnny's marriage has been far from perfect. While they initially seemed like the perfect couple, sharing a deep love and commitment to each other, the cracks in their relationship have started to show. Their marriage has been heavily tested by the complex issue of adoption, with Johnny's inability to move forward with the adoption of Tate and Sophia's child, causing serious friction between the two. Chanel, who had invested so much of her heart into the dream of motherhood, was blindsided by Johnny's decision to pull away from the adoption, leaving her devastated and questioning the future of their marriage. This disagreement has caused a ripple effect in their relationship, leaving both Johnny and Chanel at a crossroads. As viewers, we can already sense that their marriage is on shaky ground. While they're still trying to make things work, the emotional damage done by Johnny's refusal to adopt may be too great to overcome. It's a precarious situation, and the tension between them could lead to a breakup at any time. This is where the return of Allie Horton could shake things up in ways we can't even predict. Allie and Johnny's complicated history. Before we dive into the potential impact Allie's return could have on Johnny and Chanel's relationship, let's take a moment to reflect on Allie's history with both Johnny and Chanel. Allie and Johnny have always had a close, almost unspoken connection. Throughout their time in Salem, they've shared many moments together, building a deep bond that often seemed to transcend the boundaries of friendship. Allie and Johnny have always been there for each other, supporting one another through thick and thin. But their closeness has also led to complications, especially when it comes to their romantic entanglements. Allie and Chanel's relationship is another layer of complexity that can't be ignored. These two have had their own history, a deep and complicated one that involved not only a friendship but a love triangle with Johnny. This shared history of complicated romantic entanglements makes Allie's potential return even more explosive. If Allie were to return to Salem, it would undoubtedly stir up unresolved feelings between her, Johnny, and Chanel. There's no denying that Allie's presence could reignite old flames and bring out the jealousy that has always simmered beneath the surface of these relationships. The impact of Allie's return on Chanel and Johnny's marriage. Now that we understand the intricate dynamics between Allie, Johnny, and Chanel, let's explore the potential impact Allie's return could have on Chanel and Johnny's already tumultuous marriage. The cracks in their relationship have been growing wider, and Allie's return could be the catalyst that forces them to break apart entirely, or it could be the thing that brings them back together. Either way, her reappearance in Salem would bring chaos, tension, and plenty of surprises. One of the most immediate effects of Allie's return would likely be jealousy. Johnny has always had a soft spot for Allie, and their connection has never been completely severed. Even though Johnny has been married to Chanel, Allie's return could stir up old emotions for him. Could Johnny feel threatened by Allie's re-entry into Chanel's life? The possibility of Johnny becoming jealous and possessive is a real one, especially considering the tension between him and Chanel over their adoption issues. If Johnny senses that Chanel is reconnecting with Allie, or that Allie is taking an interest in their marriage, it could fuel a dramatic clash of emotions and escalate the already fragile dynamic in their relationship. Additionally, if Chanel and Johnny's marriage continues to unravel, it's possible that Chanel might turn to Allie for comfort and support. Chanel has always shared a unique bond with Allie, and if she feels abandoned or rejected by Johnny, she could seek solace in her old friend. A rekindled relationship between Chanel and Allie could create a whole new level of drama in Salem, especially if Johnny finds out. Would Johnny be able to handle his wife turning to someone else for emotional support, especially someone with whom she has such a complex history? A love triangle reignited? If Allie returns to Salem, the possibility of reigniting the love triangle between her, Chanel, and Johnny becomes all too real. Johnny and Allie have a deep history, and their past romantic tension hasn't completely disappeared. Even though Johnny is married to Chanel, it's clear that there is still unfinished business between Johnny and Allie. Allie's return could stir up old feelings that neither Johnny nor Chanel can ignore. Allie and Chanel's past, which included a complicated love triangle with Johnny, would certainly add fuel to the fire. If Johnny begins to question his feelings for Allie, it could force him to confront the unresolved emotions he has for her. Similarly, if Chanel starts to reconnect with Allie, it could bring up jealousy and insecurity in Johnny, further complicating the situation. This love triangle could cause major tension in the DiMera family, especially as Chanel and Johnny's marriage faces additional strain. Would Johnny realize he still has feelings for Allie? Would Chanel finally let go of her attachment to Johnny and explore a deeper relationship with Allie? The emotional turmoil would be devastating for everyone involved. Allie's return. A chance for redemption or a destructive force? One of the biggest questions surrounding Allie's potential return is whether she will come back as a redemptive figure or as a destructive force. Allie has always been a character with a good heart, but her history in Salem has been filled with moments of rebellion and complex choices. If she returns to Salem, it's unclear whether she will come back seeking redemption, a fresh start, or if she will return to stir up more chaos and drama. Allie's return could be a chance for her to rebuild relationships and find peace with herself and her family. She might return with a sense of clarity, eager to mend the wounds of the past. However, it's equally possible that Allie will return with unresolved issues, bringing more turmoil to an already fractured family. Her reappearance could lead to new confrontations, complicated decisions, and a lot of emotional baggage that she and those around her will have to deal with. What does this mean for the future? If Allie does return, it's clear that things will never be the same for Johnny, Chanel, and everyone in Salem. Allie's return would undoubtedly add new layers to the already dramatic storyline, bringing about fresh twists and turns that fans can't even predict. Whether she comes back to disrupt Johnny and Chanel's marriage, or to offer healing and reconciliation, her presence in Salem would leave an indelible mark on the future of the DiMera family. As for Chanel and Johnny, it's hard to say what their future holds. Their relationship is in a fragile state, and Allie's return could either be the end of their marriage or the beginning of a new chapter for them. One thing is for sure, if Allie comes back, the drama will only intensify. Conclusion: will Allie return to Salem? The question remains, will Allie return to Salem, and, if so, how will she affect Johnny and Chanel's already troubled marriage? Could Allie's return be the catalyst that tears Johnny and Chanel apart, or the key to their reconciliation? As always in Salem, nothing is ever as it seems, and the drama is never straightforward. Allie's return would undoubtedly be a game changer, shaking up the relationships and emotions of everyone involved. Stay tuned to Days of Our Lives because, as always, the twists and turns are just getting started, and this is one storyline you won't want to miss. What do you think? Will Allie return and disrupt everything in Johnny and Chanel's lives? Our TV channel Soap News and Spoilers is the place for those who want to know how the Salem story goes, as well as great Days of Our Lives updates and news. So subscribe to our channel to get what you want. Bye-bye.